Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a flashlight that I've been testing out for a couple of weeks now. This is from a company called RovyVon. You might be familiar from that company because they make some really awesome flashlights at a very compact form factor. A lot of people know RovyVon from their little flashlights, kind of keychain flashlights that put out a lot of light and they have a lot of different modes. Well, they reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in checking out one of their slightly larger flashlights, and knowing the great company that they are, I definitely agreed to it. So they went ahead and sent me this one here. Now, this is a really awesome light. It's got a ton of features, especially for its form factor. And this particular one is their Aurora A26 model. Now, let me go ahead and open up this case. Now, speaking of the case, this is the first time that I've seen any of their models come in this really, really cool case. It does have their logo right in the front here. I am holding it at this angle so you guys can see it, but it has, it's almost like a little lion that is their logo, and then it says RovyVon right there. It almost looks like a leather case. I'm not exactly sure what material it is, but it feels really, really nice. Now, you have this zipper here on the side, and then you can go ahead and open it up. And there is two sections. The one section over here does have the flashlight, and then the other section over here has a couple of the accessories. So speaking of accessories, let's go ahead and take a look at some of those. The first thing is this is a USB rechargeable light, so you do have a USB to USB-C, which is really nice. A lot of electronic things are going to USB-C, so it's nice that they do include that to recharge the light. You also have a very interesting pocket clip here. So at first glance, it just looks like a regular standard pocket clip, but when you get it in your hand, you see that this is actually a magnetic pocket clip. So this portion of the clip is actually being retained via the magnet that's built into it, and then you just have to apply a little pressure, and it does come loose. So that is really, really cool, because if you wanted to attach this to like your shirt or something like that, you could do it via the magnet right there, and then you know that it's not going to go anywhere. So that is a really, really interesting pocket clip there. And you have a little accessory bag here, so you have a little door replacement for where you're going to go ahead and recharge the light. You have a spare O-ring right in there, and then you have a split ring right here if you did want to attach this to either a keychain, or if you wanted to attach it to a bag or something like that, you can go ahead and use that split ring as well, which is nice. So I'm going to set these off to the side over here. You just have a little informational slip here. Just where to go and stuff like that to for any type of warranty or customer service, and then you have your instruction manual. Now, I always definitely recommend that you read through your instruction manual, especially with electronic devices and especially with flashlights that have multiple settings and multiple outputs and stuff like that. It does give you information as far as to lock and unlock the light, because you can do that, which is really nice, because if you're going to keep this in a bag or something like that, you don't want it to turn on accidentally inside of the bag. Now, it is available in a couple of different languages, your manual here. I just want to point out a couple of the outputs, because again, this light does have a lot of different outputs. As I mentioned, this one is the A26, so they do give you the outputs for a couple of their different models. So if you want to pause that and read through there, you can go ahead and do that. I am going to set this off to the side right here, because I want to make sure that I touch up on the different outputs and modes and stuff like that, so I might use that as a reminder. So let's go ahead and take a look at the light itself. Now, it comes inside of this bag, and I just love the look of this light. It looks really, really cool. I love this kind of transparent look to it on the bottom portion here, and then you have the nice it's almost like a grayish metallic head right there. Again, this is the Aurora A26, which you can see right there, and then you have the RovyVon logo right on top of there. Really nice deep reflector right there with a smooth reflector, or really nice deep LED, I should say, with a smooth reflector, which is nice. It has a little bit of heft to it, which is good, because again, it is a little bit on the smaller side, but it is great size for EDC carry. Again, you do have this plastic body on the bottom here, because some of the lights do come from the sides here. You have different modes. So you have some lights coming in from the top right here, and then from the side as well. So this clear body here actually allows you to see the light a lot better. And then in the back right here, you have two things. You do have your little loop right here, so if you wanted to add a lanyard or something like that, or that split ring that comes, you can go ahead and attach it right there. And then you have the little doorway where you're going to go ahead and recharge the light via the micro USB or I'm sorry, not micro USB, USB-C cable that is included with the flashlight itself. You do have two different buttons right here, which are going to activate the light output depending on which side it is coming from. So the one here closest to what I would call the head of the flashlight is going to activate the light coming out of here, versus the one further back here, or button 2, is going to activate the side lights right here also. So again, you can go ahead and either lock this if you are going to keep it in a bag or something like that. And basically what you would do is you would press the front button right here for 5 seconds, and then the light is actually going to flash twice, letting you know that it is locked. Alright, so there it is. So now your light is locked, so if you were to bump it or something like that, it is not going to turn on. It's just going to flash twice, letting you know that it is locked. And then to go ahead and unlock it, you would press the back button here, and then hold it pressed, and then the light is going to flash, I believe, 3 times, letting you know that it has been unlocked. And there it is. So now if you press the button, as you guys can see, or maybe not because it is moonlight mode, the light will turn on and go through the different modes itself. So I'm going to turn off this overhead light a little bit so you guys can get a better look at the outputs here at the desk. And here is a second light. There we go. So maybe this will be a little bit better. So again, with the light off, what you're going to want to do is if you press the button here, the first button closest to the head, that is going to turn on the moonlight mode. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is barely visible right there. But this is perfect. Again, if you want to go ahead and it's 0.5 lumens. So if you want to preserve battery life or just need very minimal lighting, that is perfect. So if you press it once, it turns on. If you press it again, it will turn off. Now, from the off position, if you hit that button twice, you're going to go to your constant on. So hitting it twice, you're going to go to your constant on mode. And on has a couple of different outputs. You're going to go to low, which is 10 lumens. Then if you press it again, you're going to go to medium, which is 100 lumens. If you press it again, you're going to go to high, which is 300 lumens. And then if you press it again, you're going to go to turbo, which is 600 lumens. And that is the maximum output of this light. So you guys can see it is very, very bright. 600 lumens out of this very tiny flashlight is really, really awesome. So if you press it again, it'll actually cycle back down to low. And if you press and hold, it'll actually turn off. And that it does have a memory. So if you wanted to, put it in a particular mode, output, and then turn it off, and then after a couple seconds turn it back on, it will come back on in that particular output, which is really nice if you have a particular output that you like to use all the time. Now that was pressing the button twice. Now if you press the button 3 times, it's going to go into your emergency modes, which is you have strobe and you have SOS. So again, strobe warning, I'm going to press the button 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and there it is. That is your strobe. If you press the button again, it's going to go into your SOS. All right, there it is. And then if you press it again, it'll go back to strobe. And if you press and hold, it'll turn off. So that is the different modes using the button right here, which is again closest to the head or the front of the flashlight. Now, if you wanted to use the back button here, you have a couple other modes that go with that one. The first one is you actually have like a momentary on that goes right into your turbo output. So if you just wanted to go right into turbo output, but not leave it as one of the memory modes, you can press that button, press and hold, and it'll go right into turbo, into your 600 lumens, which is really nice, and it'll stay on as long as you hold it there. And then once you let go, it'll actually turn off. Now, if you want to go ahead and use what they call the side emitter here, again, these are going to be the LEDs on the side here. You're going to have, you're going to be using that button in the back here. So if you press it once, the light will come on. This is going to be a low output of 2 lumens. So this is really nice. It's a little bit of a warmer light. But you know, it's again very dim. 2 lumens is enough to be able to light anything right in front of you, but not um, you know, give you too much glare as you're using it. But then if you want a little bit more light, you can press it again, and that'll bump it up to your high lumens, and that's going to be 60 on there. So again, really nice output for anything else that you might need to do. And then if you press it again, it'll go right back down to low. And if you press and hold, it'll actually turn off. Now, besides the white light, you also have red light, which is really nice, and you got a couple of modes in that. And to access the red light, you just have to double click that same button. So you double click it, and it'll go into your red. So here is your low output in the red, and that is 3 lumens. Again, really nice. If you need to read something at night and you want to preserve your night vision and stuff like that, you can go ahead and use that. If you press it one more time, you're going to get your medium in red mode, which is 35 lumens. Again, this is really good if you need a little bit more light, maybe light up a larger area or something like that. Then if you press it again, still at the 35 lumens, you're going to get a flash. So again, if you need to attract somebody's attention or something like that, you can go ahead and use that. And then if you press it one more time, you're going to get a beacon. So again, this is even better to attract somebody's attention and still staying at the 35 lumens. So really nice. And then if you press it again, it'll just cycle back down to low. And if you press and hold, it'll actually turn off. Now, besides the white light and the red light, you also get a UV light with this flashlight, which is really awesome. And that is, you actually get to it by clicking the button 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and there is your UV light. Again, it's a little difficult to see here, but this is really nice. You can use this for whatever it is that you would want to use a UV light for, but I like the fact that they do include that in here. And then if you press it again, it'll actually turn off, and it'll go back to just being off right there. So let me go ahead and turn on these overhead lights, and we'll take a look at the flashlight again. Alright, so as you can see, the Aurora A26 from RovyVon is a feature-packed flashlight, especially for the form factor. It's such a small form factor here. Let me go ahead and attach your pocket clip here. You do have the cutouts right there on the body where you attach the clip to. It's obviously on the other side of where you have your buttons, which is really nice because when you have this clipped onto your pocket or something like that, you know that as it's coming out, your buttons are going to be on the other side of where the clip is. Again, this is a magnetic clip, so if I have this clipped onto something, maybe a fabric that's a little bit lighter or something like that, I don't have to worry about it coming loose or flying off or something like that, because not only do I have the retention of the clip itself, but also of the magnets. So this is obviously a reversible clip, so you can actually clip this into your pocket with the head up, or you can clip it with the head down via the magnetic portion right there. Again, if you wanted to clip it onto like a baseball hat or something like that, or the brim of a hat, you can go ahead and use that because of the reverse form factor on there. So I like the fact that they do include all the accessories that you would need, your split rings, your charger, your pocket clip and everything in this really nice case here. And then just the flashlight itself, all the options that you have as far as lighting goes, for signaling, for, very low usage to preserve battery life. This flashlight is feature packed in such a small form factor, and I think that is probably the best selling point of this light itself. If you guys are interested, I will leave a link to their site below if you want to go ahead and check them out, where to pick them up and whatnot. And then again, it is available in the 2 models, which is the A26, which is this one here, and then the A28, which does ramp up a little bit as far as the output goes when it comes to the different higher modes. So depending on what your usage is, I think this light is perfect for a very compact EDC setup, EDC carry. I love the kind of clear form factor. It looks just really nice, and just the different options for the lighting and all that. As you can see here, I just have that kind of white side light on there. It lights up very nicely, glows very nicely, and then once you're done, you can just turn it off and it's ready to be used however it is that you need it. So again, this was just a look at the Aurora A26 flashlight from RovyVon. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.